Good morning. Welcome to another session. It's the London session, and today is Thursday. Without spending too much time, let's jump into it. Okay, so we can see the dollar, as I mentioned yesterday, that we had a high time frame level in here. Also, we came below this equal low to run it, so I'll be cautious going short because we are trading at a high time frame level, and with this consolidation, personally I felt like this whole move down is a manipulation. So I didn't want to chase the continuation on the downside. Like I felt like this is a manipulation or sideways market accumulation for price to push, not reverse, but push a little bit higher. We could potentially see maybe price push back up into this low. Okay, obviously we're in the portal, so we can use all the tools that we use. So if you do measure this low to that high, or that high to that low, okay, we can see 127 and 168 pointing towards this low. So for the meantime, I'm gonna have these two levels on the chart on the upside. Okay, I'm not saying price is gonna get there tomorrow, but what I'm saying is, in case this is manipulation, because that's what I'm thinking right now, in case this is manipulation, then these are upside objectives that we can meet. When we jump onto the cross pairs, I will show you what I'm looking for. Okay, so basically we do have a continuation, we do have a downtrend though, right? Don't forget that we have a low here, a high here, and then we broke down below this low. So this could just come all the way up in here. Okay, it can come all the way up in here and then boom, go back down again. Okay, but that's not what I'm expecting. What I'm expecting is maybe for price to come here and then probably run this equal high. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. And if we do that, then we have these two upside objectives as our target. Okay, we can play with the range that we have, which is between this high and that low for now. Okay, play to, I think we've already gone to the 50%, which was yesterday. So we can play to the optimal trade entry. Yeah, we can play to the optimal trade entry, at least to this, where we have this gap in here. Yeah, because that gap is the one that stopped price from going up. So that small tiny little gap there, we can play the foreign currencies to go up there, and then once we get there, we will see what price wants to do. Okay, so I'll leave this on for now. Am I calling the bottom of this? No, what I'm saying is it's a potential. Okay, so for now we're gonna play with the shorts on the foreign currencies till we get into this cap, and then once you get here, if you manage to trade above it or close above it, then I'll be looking for this equal high. Right, with that said, we are still bullish on the daily. Okay, we are still bullish on the daily, and remember lessons that I taught. This is accumulation of shorts. It doesn't look like it, but it is. It's a sideways market. It's pushing higher, but not as a normal up movement should do. Okay, so it's just going up, taking out the stops, and then coming back down inside the range. So it's taking out this and then come back down, taking out this and then come back down, and it did one more time, taking out this and then came back down. So this is a sideways but slightly to the upside. Okay, it's accumulation of shorts. We have the Wyckoff theorist, we'll call this the accumulation, or I think schematic 1 or 2, something like that. So we will get, I think this is the spring, and the spring is the last run on stop, and then a rejection, a retracement, and then we push down. So if this is something like the schematic that I know, then this could be just the last run, and then we could see price roll over. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that the daily is bullish. We've just run this low. Okay, I'm doing lots of back testing, not for myself. Okay, and this could be maybe a turnaround for a continuation because the daily is bullish. For me to go bearish, right, we need to close below this low. Price has to completely close below this low, then we can start look for retracement for bearishness on this pair. Yeah, we need to close down here before we look for like a long-term shorts. But for now, we are still bullish, so shorts are going to be very nimble, just like we got in here. Okay, shorts are going to be very nimble, and then once we break completely down, we can look for more potential shorts for further down movements. All right, so I'll mark out this high here, right, and then we see if price is gonna get there for as you get a bit of a short in for intraday, not for long term, but for intraday. The 4-hour has turned bearish. I like this level. It's the last up candle's high, low, so we can sell short here, and for now place our stop just above this high. Okay, and then look for a move back down to take out this low, and then at least take out maybe this low as well. Okay, if you look on the daily, the weekly, if you look on the daily, we don't want to be trading beyond this swing low. Okay, so maybe to there, just above it. Okay, so if we do get price to run up in here, then I'll look for a short, and then a continuation to the downside. Okay, where is my New Zealand? My New Zealand dollar is missing. All right, New Zealand dollar, this thing is something else. We came into the last down candle, and then price fell out of bed. I wanted it to come here before the sell-off, but remember, we have two levels all the time when we are selling: the last down candle or the last up candle. So price did hit this last down candle, this two, and then price fell off. I was waiting for this one, but we didn't get it. It's fine. We can still take a short if price manages to push up here. I think the last up candle's low, or maybe wrong. That was the last up candle. We don't have any last up candle in here, so maybe we might not get that push higher, because this thing has dropped all the way down. For this to come up doesn't make sense. To come up in here doesn't make sense. It can, but it doesn't make sense. So maybe this thing, because of the Aussie New Zealand bullishness, this thing might not push as much as high as we want it to do inside this area for a short. So I would say be on the sideline for this one because of the weakness in Aussie New Zealand. If Aussie New Zealand does, I'm watching it, if it does break out this it does break this high, it will mean a continuation on the upside. Therefore then this thing will continue to roll over. We do have a lower low in here, so I don't see price breaking it for now. Maybe a pushback into this level might offer some sell off if what I'm seeing is right. We did hit that one. We can go all the way up here and still be fine to sell off. Okay, these are areas of accumulation. We can see distribution happen there, and then we look forward to price coming down. We look forward for price coming down below this low. I think overall that's what price would do if we do get continuation on the dollar. Okay, I think this low might go. All right, it might take out this low, but it's all wait and see before we make any judgments. Okay, so on this one I'll say wait, be patient. On Aussie, I wouldn't want to sell short in here. I want it to pull back a little bit more before I sell short. Okay, on Euro, we do have that rejection pattern there. Right, we do have that rejection pattern there. It's similar to what the dollar is doing. Yeah, it's very similar to what the dollar is doing. We could come all the way down, hit this. Forget this is a daily time frame. We could come all the way down, hit this, and then reject, and then push higher, forming the low of the week. So be on the watch on this one. Okay, if price hit this, you can start looking for sells in here. All right, on the lower time frame looks like this on this last up candle. So what you can do is sell short and your stop goes above this high, and your target, I think we do have some equal lows in here, and we do have a small fair value gap down here. So this is the middle. Let's go to the daily. Right, depending on how the dollar will do. So we will go in for the there for the partials, and then we see how far price want to go. Okay, right here. Right, so we go in for the partials and see how far price wants to go. All right, I will not be too excited for price to come and take out this low yet. It has to show us first. So if we do get up here, we sell short, and then we target 1 and target 2, and then we wait and see if price is gonna come and take out this low. I like this one because of the dollar. Okay, if the dollar manages to come and hit this down candles open, and that will be our rejection pattern. When price is going down, we hit this and then we expect price to push higher. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna get that. This one is extremely weak because of the because of the bullishness in euro pound. Okay, it's making this pair more weaker. We do have that rejection pattern on the daily. Do I want to sell short? I personally, I would like us to close below this low here before I look for sales. Selling up here, it will be fun because you catch the very high. Okay, but it's also risky because the daily has not broken to the downside yet, right? But you can anticipate that by taking a risk. Okay, you risk to anticipate the drop. All right, so with that said, do I want to go short in here? I would like to see a bit of a pullback. Okay, I could be wrong, and this thing can just continue to roll over and take out this equal low and take out that low. Also, we did have a consolidation. Okay, we did have a consolidation prior to this move up, and remember the lesson we had: consolidation, a fake out, and then a move back down and a continuation to the downside. Okay, so if you want, you can take the risk and risk a very tiny little position on your trade and take a short, okay, with a stop above here, and then just hold on to it. Okay, hold on to it because this thing can fall out of bed. To give you a clue, here, okay, we had something similar, consolidation, and then we had a fake out, and then we just roll over. We can be patient and wait for something like this, a pullback, okay, and then a rollover to the downside. Or you can say, you know what, I'm just confident I'm gonna, because this is where we are trying to sell on the pound, on the pound dollar. Okay, somewhere in here, similar. Okay, somewhere in here we are trying to sell. So if you want, you can sell short here, you stop above there and then hold on to it and see, we will break this low and then you are in. If not, then be patient, let this low break out. Okay, let this low break. You might hit this level and it's gonna pull back inside, and once it pulls back inside, we know for sure like the daily has now turned around, so we can start looking for sales, right? Same thing happening here where we had a low, high, a low, and then we broke above it. Price came back down, okay, because we were making lower lows. Price came back down for retracement, and then we get the long. Okay, it's not necessary. This is where we are trying to anticipate there. It's not necessary to get a trade in here. We can get it after the market has shown us exactly that it wants to go down. So it's entirely up to you. We can wait for this to break and show us it wants to go down, then we take the trade, or you can take a short here with a stop above there and then expect a continuation to the downside. Euro pound, I think target 2 has been met. I personally did come back and stop me out, and when this retracement was happening, I was not in front of the screen. When this pullback was happening, I was not in front of the screen, so I didn't get another entry. But you can see, if you didn't put your stop loss at break even, then you should be enjoying the other upside objectives, right? I personally, once we hit the TP1, I pushed my stop to break even, and it did stop me out. Actually stopped me out right in here. this is where I put my stop, because I use a trading panel. My stop gets pushed to entry plus a little bit of pips, I think 10 pips above my entry. So when I do get a target, my stop loss pushes to entry plus 10 pips. So it did place me in here as my stop loss, and then price came and tagged me off and then did this. When all this was happening, I was outside playing football, so I didn't see none of this. I got back from football around I got home around 10 o'clock, and this is where I saw price, and I just didn't want to chase it. Okay, so if you're long, you can still keep your longs and just enjoy the continuation on the upside. We still have these upside levels that we initially planned up here. Okay, so I think we will go for them. All right, if price takes out this high and decides to come back down for retracement, then it will be good, because the 4-hour will be because that's what we are essentially doing now. We are following the 4-hour market structure. So if it does take out this high, close above it, and comes down for a retracement, then we can add onto our position. Okay, so price will come back down into maybe this down candle, or maybe that one. Okay, we can add onto our position there with a stop below here. Okay, so if it does come back down, we can do this, yeah, for a continuation to the upside. That's if we take out this low, this high, and then it retraces back down, we can add on to our position. All right, and then I will jump in again. Also New Zealand, like I did mention, I'm waiting to see if price will take out this low. Okay, because today is Thursday. This low could be the low of the week, and then we will scream back up again. So watch this level. If you want, place a an alert above it and see if we cross above it. Once we do, what I'll be looking for is just a retracement back to that same level, and then I'll be looking for a long. Okay, so something like this, and I'll be looking for a long for a continuation to the upside, and for upside objectives right there. Okay, so if we do break this high, again, I might not be in front of the screen, that's why I give these things out. Okay, so if I'm not in front of the screen and you do see what I'm outlining here, okay, then what you do is just wait for price to close above this, retrace. It can just close, and then a wick will touch this, and then it will spring off. If you do see it, then you take advantage of it with a stop below here, because what I was watching is this area here to see if price is gonna hold and then continue going up. For price to tell me it's gonna do that, we need to trade above this. Okay, once we do, then we should see price continue going higher. Euro yen, I'm still long. I'm still long on this one, and the upside objectives are still valid. So if you do have your longs in here, then obviously keep it. If you don't, then I think it's probably too late to catch it, unless you want to jump in and place your stop here. I've been in for, I think, on Tuesday. Yeah, I've been in from here. Okay, once this high was broken, it came back down, so I took my entry in here. This is something similar I'm looking on Aussie New Zealand. So this swing high, the swing high that I'm pointing out, is similar to this one here. So the retracement, we break it, then you'll be buying this here with a stop there, and then you look for a continuation to the upside. All right, so on Euro yen, I'm still long, so let's see how far this thing is gonna go. Right, I'm targeting this equal high, and a continuation to the upside, because the daily is bullish. So I'm just looking for a continuation to the upside to come and take out this high. Pound, I think because of the weakness in pound, price is not pushing up, but we are still bullish, right? On the daily, we've not changed anything. We are still bullish, so do not think we are going to sell off. Maybe we might come back down in here for a bit of a deeper retracement into the same down candle but deeper. So if I change this to OTE, maybe we might come down to the 70% level with the weakness in the pound. We might retrace a little bit more, and then price should return back up again. If we do take out this low, then obviously we are done. We'll be looking for shorts. Okay, so let's see. Let's go on to the 4-hour and see maybe where we can look for. We do have equal lows in here, so be mindful. I like this level in here. If you do jump in there and we see some form of a market structure break on the hourly, which is hit this and then come up and break this high, then maybe we can get a potential long for a continuation, right? But with the strength in pound, euro pound, I don't see that happening yet. Maybe we will continue to go back and forth in here, right? Or we could completely break down and take out this low for a continuation to the downside. It's all yet to be seen, so let's wait for price to show us. Okay, Aussie yen, I think, like I did say, I might end up taking this thing off because it's just going sideways, and that level is still holding. If you do break this low, however, yeah, because it's the last swing low on the 4-hour to the upside, if we do break this to the downside, then we can look for shorts to come down into here, because then we are in a sideways market, and then price will just keep hitting back and forth. I don't like trading in these conditions, so if we do break it and I see something, I'll post it out there. New Zealand yen, we all know what's up. Okay, I did mention that the daily is bearish, so we'll be looking for, I did wanted it to run this high. Okay, I did wanted it to run this high before the continuation to the downside, for a retracement, not for a complete reversal, because what I think is happening, is since we are not trending anywhere on the weekly, price might keep doing back and forth in here, right? So on the 4-hour, we might keep pushing from this range to that range, so from this high to that low. We might stay in here for some time. So if it's gonna do that, then the measurement I did to call this high, if you remember, was to measure this low to there, right there. Okay, and that 168 level should be the maximum, and then we should see a swing high forming here for a retracement. So with that retracement, we've come back down into this last up candle prior to the move down. That is a meaningful level. So now that we are here, we can look for a potential long again, because the 4-hour is now bullish. Okay, the 4-hour is now bullish. For us to be bearish on this, we need to break down the 4-hour again, which I don't see any swing low in here until here. So for us to be bearish again, we need to come and take out this low for a continuation to the downside. So if that's the case, what we can look for is just maybe we run a low and then we come back up and run a high. That's a crooked one. Okay, come back up here, and then break this high. Once we do break this high, then obviously we are back in line with the bullishness, and then we can buy again, and this time we will target this equal high and that high, that high as well. Okay, so if this breaks this high on the upside, you can buy with a stop below here and then target this equal high and that high, right? So something like this. Yep. All right, with a stop just below this low. Okay, but let price break this high first. If it doesn't, then you have no business on this one. Okay. Euro New Zealand. Yesterday I did wanted to for us to go long in here. This price, this up candle or this down candle failed to close above this, and that's why I said be patient, because I wanted to see price close above it before we look for longs. Okay, and we didn't get that close. This candle is the one that closed above it, and it was way up here. So if you did buy, well done. I personally, I didn't. I just wanted to see the close above it, but when it did happen, I was not in front of the screen again. I was out there. So price is almost at the TP2. So if you did catch it, well done. If you didn't, then doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter. I think we will get an entry. Price is just price. It's gonna keep moving. So if you miss an entry, it's no problem. Price is always gonna move, so we will get another entry. But if you did catch this, well done. I didn't wanna buy straight away. I wanted to see some form of a swing low, and we did get that, but this one just failed to give us what we were looking for, and price did this. Yeah, it does happen. So not worry about it. We will get more trades. So if you're long, you still have the benefit to enjoy what we have here. If not, then we wait for another trade idea on this. Okay, it's no point chasing it where price is right now. Okay, it doesn't make sense chasing it. It could just hit this last up candle, which I think is probably what might happen. That's why I gave the TP2 there. It might hit this last up candle and then it will roll over again. Okay, that last up candle there is, it's not just a normal up candle, it's an up candle that took out a high, right? So it could hit this and then boom, sell off down back here again, right? So that's why we have TP2 there. So if we do get here, takes most of your profit off if you're long already, and then just hold on to it and see. If you see this hit and then it starts falling off and take this low, then you just close your trade, because price is not gonna continue. It will just hit this and then come back down, and maybe we might stay in this consolidation. Okay, pound New Zealand, same thing. That's why I didn't, we had this last down candle in here that was a problem for a continuation to the upside. That's why I didn't want to buy from here. We could have bought, okay, and then first target would have been there, but that would have been probably it, because we do have a 4-hour bearish structure. Okay, we close below this low, right? we have a high, we have a low, and then we have a lower low. So on the 4-hour, we are bearish. So for this thing to continue going up, we need to take out the 4-hour and turn the 4-hour back to bullishness before we see a meaningful price continuation. Right, so this thing can just turn around and come back down again. Okay, that's why I'm not terribly excited about this. I was excited if we did get the swing low, just like Aussie, just like we had on Euro New Zealand. If the swing low had formed down here, then I'll be interested to take the first TP to here. Okay, if we did get that swing low formation down here, okay, if we had the same thing down there, then it would have been interesting to buy it to go up there. Okay, but for now it's too late. I think price will roll over again on this. Yeah, if it does take out this high, then we know that price is very bullish. We took out this low, so we can measure this. Actually, let's do this. We can measure this and then add it to project it to the upside, and then we can have these upside objectives, which is no problem, right? So with that said, I'll say patient. Okay, Euro Aussie, I personally wanted to buy down here. I think overall this thing is sideways, but this morning Euro has gained a bit of because of the Euro pound. Euro has gained a bit of strength. Okay, is it going to take out this equal high? I don't know. Yeah, the fact that they did run this equal low, maybe they can run this. I personally wanted to buy down here. Yeah, it's a psychological level. We are in a sideways market, so I wanted to buy in the lower portion of the range. Okay, I wanted to buy in the lower portion of. It's just a rule, it's a guidelines for myself. So that's why I wanted to do that. You could have bought here and price could have gone up just like it did, and it'd be fantastic. But then again, that's entirely, like I did mention, your own at your own description, at your own risk. Okay, you can have your own trade opinion, you can have your own trade idea. Okay, it doesn't always have to be me. So if you did have an idea on this and you took a long, well done. If not, then for my idea would be to take a long down here. Right, so let's be patient, and definitely price will give us an entry. Okay, on the daily you can see what we have. Okay, if we do trade and close above here, these two down candles will be projected to the upside and we can get some trades. Right, yeah, we can project these two down candles to the upside and we will get some trades. So do not be worried that we are not getting any trade. Right, we will get trades. The fact that we run this low broken above this is meaningful. Okay, that's the 4-hour turning back to bullishness. All right, so all eyes onto this. I like that one. So if we do get a retracement down there, you can look for a long with the protection here, with the understanding that they've already done the stop run here and there, so price doesn't need to come here again. Okay, therefore if we do get a retracement all the way back down here, will be good for a long to take out this high. If not, then we have to wait for this high to be taken, and then we measure the the down candles on the daily and project it to the upside and take a long. All right, pound Aussie is stuck in the mud. I don't want to talk about this. Not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just nothing on here for me to talk about. Yeah, we're just completely sideways. So just leave this pair alone for now. Remember, the daily is bullish, so we'll be looking for bullish prices. Okay, so once we do break down, I do like this level here. If we do break down, I do like this level down here, and I'll use that level for a continuation to the upside. If we look on the weekly, again, like I did say, do some back testing. Okay, do some back testing into all the stuff that I've showed you guys, and whilst you're back testing, you will see other stuff on the chart. I do encourage that a lot, that when you back test, you will see other stuff on the chart that will be very, very cool to know. They might not be something that you're familiar with, but it will present itself over and over and over and over again that you can take advantage of. All right, so what I'm looking for is we are in sideways, right? It's a fake out to the downside, right? A fake out to the downside, and then a rejection for a continuation to take out this high and that high. Okay, so let's be patient and see what price will do, because they did run this low. Okay, if they manage to trade above this, then we can project these down candles, these two down candles, to the upside. Here we project to the upside, and we see very beautiful trade that awaits us. Okay, so if they do close above this, we can benefit from that. Okay, New Zealand Swiss, again, beautiful area. We're looking for price to come for a continuation to the downside. I didn't see none of this again. Like, that's why I give the things that I give, so that when I'm not around and they do form, you can take advantage of it. I personally didn't see this. Okay, when we did the session and price was here, go on to the hourly. Yeah, price was somewhere, I think here. Yeah, yesterday afternoon. And I did mention that because of where we are, we could see a potential what, a turnaround, because the daily is what, bearish. Yeah, the daily is bearish. If we do trade above this side, then we look for a continuation to the upside. If not, then the daily is bearish, so we can look for potential shorts on this. We didn't get any market structure break on the 4-hour, but if you go on to the hourly, I'll give a lesson on this one about the market. I think we've done market structure, so you should be able to know, right? We have a high, we have a low, and then we break. The fact that we did break down, okay, the fact that we did break down in here is just telling you that price is now bearish on the hourly. So until the hourly turns to be bullish, the hourly time frame is gonna continue going down. Yeah, just like we had in here. Just like we had in here, we had a low, we had a high, we had a lower low, and then we broke above it. Okay, the hourly continued to be bullish until here, and then we turn around. So this is gonna continue to be bearish until we break another structure on the upside. Okay, this was a very, very nice entry. This is a signature in price that I look for when I'm bearish. Okay, I look for the high of the day to form somewhere in here. Yeah, but I didn't see none of this because I was sleeping. And that's what the disadvantage of us in London. Sometimes the high forms, most of the time it forms during London, but when it does form during Asia, okay, we are at disadvantage. We wake up to this, okay, and then price is already gone. So with that said, I think price is gonna continue the down movement. We might see price come all the way down to this down candle. Okay, because that's the 4-hour structure low. So we might see price come all the way down here. That will bring us into 70% level, and once we get there, I might probably consider long, okay, because I don't expect it to break this straight away because we have a lower low, so it might offer some bounce. So on the lower time frame, it might do some scalping. Okay, so once price gets down here, we hit it, we break structure on the 15 minutes, then I'll look for a long, and then I'll hold on to it to see what it will do. Okay, so watch this level here. All right, and then if it does pull back, let's say price will pull back inside this range, right? If it does pull back, I'll sell short, okay, in this range. So let's say price will pull back to here, then I'll sell short, but I will not place my stop above here. I will place it here because it can run this and then still be okay to go down. So I'll take a short if it does pull back here, stop there, and target this. All right, and then once we get down here, I'll see if we do get breaking structure, then I'll turn around and buy it, and then see how far price is willing to go. Okay, where it is right now, it doesn't make sense chasing it. We are in London. London could form the low of the day and then reject and go back up, so it's not good to chase this right now. Aussie CAD, same thing. We didn't get the close that I wanted, but price just fell out of bed from that area. I wanted to see a closure below that will tell me market structure is broken, but it broke all the way down there. If you do understand the concepts, the stuff that I show, okay, then this candle could have been the candle that you will probably be selling short on, okay, and then you continuously look for the down movement, right, because that's the candle that broke the low. Okay, it might, I'm not saying it will, but it might come back for a retracement. If it does, between this high and that low, okay, inside in this, probably this last up candle in there would be a good area to sell short. All right, so if you do see price retrace all the way there, okay, don't be scared to take a short. Your stop has to still go above there, and for now, because you've already hit target 1, you'll be targeting target 2, okay, and then hold on to some for a continuation to the downside. Okay, bear with me, let's just check what this thing is doing and to see if it's hitting that daily. Okay, it doesn't get there. It didn't even hit this, but that's all it needs. I'm just checking out something in here. Alright, so the euro did go and hit that daily. I think I'm gonna go short on euro. I'm gonna go short on euro because it did hit that daily up candle open. Okay, that is that daily up candle open. That's our rejection pattern. It was a high, right? So they've cleaned these highs, and then price is now rejecting. So I think I might go short on euro. Just give me a second and let me put my trade in. Also bear with me that the king is awake. Okay, let's carry on. We did manage to run into that that opening price, and price has just rejected. So we've cleaned all this side. Let's see if you're gonna get continuation to the downside. All right. Okay, done. Let's carry on. So I was on Aussie CAD. Yeah. So Aussie CAD, if it does retrace up there, then you can put in your cells, right? If not, then there's no point chasing this right now. Maybe it will it will give us an entry. I think price might, looking at this whole movement to the downside, it will offer a bounce. Okay, that level, we might see some form of a bounce. So if it does give the bounce there, then we can look for that level for a sell. Okay, if it doesn't offer a bounce, it might offer a bounce in here. Okay, let's delete this. Actually, let me draw a line there. Okay, so it might offer a bounce at one of these levels right there. Yeah, it might offer a bounce, and that bounce can bring price up a little bit more, and then we can take advantage of a pullback. Okay, price doesn't go down a straight line, it might offer a pullback, and once it does offer the pullback, you take advantage of it. So watch this level here. If price does pull back there, then you can use that area for your sell for continuation to the downside. Okay, New Zealand CAD. I think this one, let's look at it on the daily perspective. We didn't even get to 50% of that range. I think that's indicating a lot of weakness on New Zealand. That's why we didn't even get to 50%. Right, so we might see price continue to roll over. If I look on the weekly, okay, the weekly is bearish right now. The weekly is bearish. We've closed below the swing low. Okay, so the weekly is bearish. We did run back up into this down candle again, so we look for a continuation to the downside. Okay, I think the next downside objective will be here. Right, that's the next downside objective. So if we do get a pullback, if we do get a pullback into here, even here, right there, if we do get a pullback there, I'll sell short with a stop above here. Okay, I'll sell short with a stop above there and then look for a continuation to the downside. All right, that's where I'll take my first target. And then for second target, if you do measure the last up candle, because that will be manipulation. Boom, that's 127. That's the 127 level as your first target, and then 168. This thing is amazing, man. And then 2 as your potential target. I will go for the 168, okay, with first target at, I'll go for the 168 with the first target here, second target there, and then 168. I will not be too ambitious to go for the, I am ambitious, but I'll not, that's not the right word. Let me find the right word. I'm not going to be too greedy, okay, to look for the 168 is enough. All right, so I'll look for, if we do get a push up in here, then I'll look for a short, and then to look for price to come back down here. If it stops you out, then look for this last up candle for the short. Okay, if it stops you out, look for the last up candle for the short. Right in here. Okay, so if it stops you out, that's where you'll be shorting. All right, dollar cards, look at that. I did warn everyone about this, okay, because price is doing what? Price is accumulating. So this thing might do exactly like I said. Be cautious going short, because that's not what is going on in here. They are, I think personally, they are accumulating longs. Okay, they are accumulating longs. So price will, that's my little boy snoring there. They're accumulating longs, so price will do what? Price will eventually snap back up again. It's not going to reverse, but it's going to snap back up. For us to see a reversal, we will want to see a bigger push. Yeah, we want to see a break above a down candle. If yesterday had broken above a down candle, then I will start looking for longs, but we didn't get that. I wish this candle had closed above this, then this would be engulfed, and then we can buy this down candle, right? It doesn't negate the fact that now the 4R is what? right? We've broken above this, right? So the 4-hour is now currently bullish. Okay, we didn't even touch this. So if this comes all the way back down and hit at least 50%, right, I'll consider long with a stop below the low, and then I'll look for a run above this high. Yeah, that's what I'll do right there. Okay, so if we do get price to come down here, I'll look for a long. Yeah, it might come all the way into this down candle, and that's fine. I'll be willing to sit in that little drawdown. Okay, and then I'll look for a long to go back up in here. All right, so that's what I have on this CAD yen. We are still beating this high. Okay, it's not willing to close above it. Okay, that's what we want. We want price to close above that, and then look for a continuation to the upside. But you can see how meaningful this level is for them. Okay, it's not willing to close above it. So as soon as we see a close, then we can look for longs. Okay, but it's not doing that, so let's not waste our time on there. And that will bring us to the end of our outlook. If you do have any pair that you want me to look at for you, just send it and then I'll have a look for you. If not, then we're gonna go through as usual. I think you saw me earlier do it. Gold. You saw me earlier on gold, looking at it, very beautiful short, okay, into that first target, and then our second target is down here. I think we might get that with the bullishness in dollar. We might get that. Okay, so if we get the dollar to push higher again, this thing will come back down. And personally, I think that's what might happen. Okay, that's what might happen. We will see dollar fall out and take out this low and then hit this. So if you did catch the short up there, well done. TP1 in the bag. Let's see if we can get TP2. All right. And then Bitcoin. For those of you trying to buy Bitcoin, I've warned you. For those of you trying to buy Bitcoin, I've warned you. Bitcoin has hit a high time frame level. Okay. Where is it? Bitcoin has hit a high time frame level, so it's not going to be good to be adding to your longs like I'm reading in the forum. It's not good. Why? This is a consolidation. They ran up and then rejected everything and closed below this low. Okay, that is a sign of bearishness. All right, that's a sign of bearishness. You measure this, move to the upside, project it to the downside. That's where you should be concentrating. Okay, so what I will do right now is I'll take a short here with my stop loss down just above this whole area, and then I'll target this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll place my stop above this whole mess because that's a high resistance. I don't want price to break above it, and then I'll be looking for a continuation to the downside. There's nothing in here that's gonna stop price. The only thing that was a problem is this little gap in here, and that's where price is reacting from, and it's going to okay, let's hide this for now. Okay, it's going to hit this and then back and forth, back and forth. It's like ping pong from here to there, there to there. And if we don't break above this consolidation, we will stay here, and then you see a push to the downside. Yeah, so be mindful going long on this thing. I don't see it being long. All right, so this is what you have on BTC, and let's go on to oil. Let's see what oil is doing. Oil is grinding itself. It's like it wants to reach up for that level, but it's grinding itself. The reason why it's doing that, because there's a high time frame level in there. Yeah, there's a high time frame level in there. That's why price is finding it hard to go up. And if I go on the weekly, you'll see this is the reason why it's grinding itself to the upside. This low here, that's where price is finding it is struggling. Yeah, that's that level there. Hit it once, went above it. That's a confirmation that they want to go above. So this was just a retracement, and then right now is fighting to push higher. Right, so that level is still there for the grab. Okay, for your trade ideas, always protect yourself with the down candles. You should be fine. And look for the recent run on stop. This was the recent low that was run, so that would be the best place to protect yourself. Unless we do run another one, then you can protect yourself there. And I think that will be it for our lesson. For our lesson for today, it's still the same thing: consolidation, expansion, and stuff. So this could be a consolidation, expansion, reversal. Okay, that's what I'm looking at: consolidation, expansion, reversal, and then we go up. We did have a consolidation in here, and then we had expansion, and then we went to a consolidation, and then we had expansion. Anytime we go into this, trading becomes a little bit harder, challenging. Not hard, but challenging. Okay, so in 2019, that was the most challenging trading year ever, because this thing didn't give a clear direction that it wanted to go. If you look at 2019 versus 2020, you can see a big difference, right? 2019 was almost a sideways market. Yeah, very challenging. But 2020, we had a trend. Very easy to trade when we are trending, but when it goes into the consolidation, then it becomes challenging. Okay, so if you find yourself taking losses, check and see if we are in a consolidation, because consolidation is where money is lost. Right, once you're able to identify one, then you can either sit on your hands or reduce your risk to a level that will be comfortable for you to swallow when you do take the loss. Yeah, so be mindful, and once you spot a consolidation, just take it as, okay, I think business is not good for this period, so I'll pause my business, and then I'll do my business when business resumes, when conditions resumes to be better. Okay, so we had let's go into another pair and see if we can find what pair should we look at. Let's have a look at euro, and let's use the 1 hour time frame. Okay, and then see the consolidation. If you For you to be able to spot the consolidation, what you need to do is just zoom out, okay, and then they will stand out. Yeah, you'll be able to see them properly. Yeah, so we had a consolidation in there. We had a bigger one in here. We had a consolidation in here, and you can see after each of the consolidation there has been some form of expansion. Yeah, after the consolidations there has been some form of expansion, consolidation, expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement. Yeah, we had a consolidation in here, followed by expansion, followed by retracement, followed by consolidation, followed by expansion, retracement, expansion, and we did have a tiny consolidation in here as well. Okay, so these are the things you can backtest on any time frame. You want to see what happens after a consolidation, right there. Yeah, you want to see what happens after a consolidation. Now, when I start zooming in, you will see them properly. Right now, if I zoom in now, you're gonna see that we were sideways on all these areas that I've marked out. Yeah, sideways, 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 sideways. That's the beginning of every price movement. They consolidate, push out, consolidate, push out, consolidate, push down, consolidate, push out. We're having another consolidation, so we expect a push down. We had consolidation in here, and then the price just melted. We're having one right now, and then we should see price to melt. Okay, so hopefully I've managed to kind of inspire you with the consolidation, expansion, retracement, and all that business. What you can do now is just go and practice it, and price, you should start seeing some things on the chart if you do spend time. Okay, I'm doing a lot of studying, so you should be studying more than I am doing. Okay, I'm doing a lot of studies, and you should be doing more than I'm doing. Most of the stuff that I've shared with you, you've seen me apply it, but the only way you can understand it is to use it yourself. If you don't use it, you're always gonna marvel at what I do, because it will look like magic, but it's not. You can do it yourself. Just follow the things that I do and then back test it, because once you back test it, you will see it. Okay, and you will believe in them, and then you will trust it when you see it on your chart, and you can start trading it on your own without me telling you anything. Market structure, backtest it. Go onto any time frame and backtest market structure. What I've just shared today, backtest it. What I did share in the Signal group live sessions, backtest all of those stuff, and you should start seeing price repeating over and over and over and over again, because that's what price does. It's mass psychology. Okay, price is just mass psychology, so people will always do the same thing over and over again. Even though I don't believe that the market is traded is moving around by people, it's done by some is delivered, but still people place trades. Okay, and they will do the same thing over and over and over again. So if you do see a pattern that or the ones that I shared with you guys, backtest it, because that's where the money is made. If you backtest it, you're gonna see a lot of things that probably I haven't shared with you. Yeah, and then you can take advantage of it. You can even see more things than I see, and then you can take advantage of it. Okay, so I'll see you in the afternoon session at 1:30. Until then, trade safe and enjoy your day.